Hello everybody, this is Christy Whitman with the Quantum Success Show, where you can get your information and inspiration to create your desires. And I'm so excited because, as you can see, I have a friend with me. This is Michael Losier, and he lives in beautiful Victoria, BC. He's a Canadian as well. And he is the author of the best-selling book, The Law of Attraction, the science of attracting more of what you want and less of what you don't. So he's been teaching Law of Attraction since 1996, well before The Secret came out. And obviously the release of The Secret really helped a lot of very hungry Law of Attraction people that were just introduced to it to really going deeper with Law of Attraction. I'm very grateful for Michael and his work. So I'm grateful for you being here. So hi, Michael.
Oh, good. Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, I always love the way you talk about Law of Attraction because you make it very down to earth. You make it so that it's not this just woo-woo thing that, I'm all about talking about vibration and energy, but you make it very like human beings can understand that. Can you describe what to you is Law of Attraction?
Well, first I want to thanks for the compliment because I do that very purposefully. I've taken a complex subject like Law of Attraction and I'm able to teach it so people can understand it and make sense. And the reason why that I'm able to teach it so well, because I understand the different learning styles of people. So when I wrote my book, Law of Attraction, people would come up to me and they would say, "Oh, I love the way you wrote your book. You wrote it just for me." And someone else would say, "Wow, this style is just for me." But what they didn't know is that I appeased all four learning styles. And then my second book, which is Law of Connection, is all about the learning styles and how to teach them and how to coach them and how to support them and how to write to them. So the books kind of came backwards, but I used my skills about learning how to communicate information to different styles when I wrote the book. And then the book's done really well. I've sold 1.8 million copies. It's in 33 languages around the world. So my publisher said, "Can you write another book?" So I understood a lot about the NLP learning styles, and I use them for everything, about how to coach them, how to motivate them, what turns them on. I've just had so much study in that field. So I wrote that book, and I just finished my third one, submitted it last month to the publisher that I've been writing for 3 years. Sometimes I see those book courses that say write a book in a weekend.
Oh my gosh.
I know. You know what my book's going to say? Learn how to write a book in 3 years and still not know if you're done.
That's funny. That's great.
You know that it takes a lot of work to do that.
It really does. Yeah, it really does. So I congratulate you for your success because you are really a walking example of how Law of Attraction works and the success that you've achieved in your life. So,
and I created it all. I created it all. Everything that came to me was not like, "Oh, I can't believe this is happening." When I'd look at it, you know what I would say?
What?
"This is here because of me."
I love that about you.
This contact is here. Now, I would only say it in our context. I really wouldn't say it around my other buddies, but around you and I could say, "Hey, you know what? I just vibrated this 2 days ago, and now it's in front of me." I use that language with my friends, but sometimes they think I go too far, so I kind of have to cool it a little bit. But the truth is, you are here because of me.
Absolutely, and I'm here because of you.
It's a vibrational match. I wanted to have an opportunity to, get more exposure and talk about Law of Attraction, and you were looking for an ideal guest, and Law of Attraction unfolded and orchestrated, and then it met and said, "Okay, this feels right."
Absolutely. I just love your humor, your down to earthness part of it, and you're just awesome. So, for myself, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is because I know, obviously you're a thought leader in this space, if you want to consider it a space. But what's happening in the publishing world right now has actually inspired me to write my next book on the art of having it all. Because there are women out there, men too, but there are women out there teaching other women that they can't have it all, like literally saying that in their books. And knowing what I know about the universal laws, it's like, what? How could you tell anybody what they could or could not have? And what's their it and what's their all? It's different for every single person. So I wanted to, talk to you about it because I think this voice of having it all needs to be out there. Just to give other people a different perspective. So how do you define your it and your all, and what does it look like in your life?
Okay, that's a good question. Now, my third book is called Fulfillment Needs. So it's a process to help people uncover what fulfills them. And the premise of the book is that the purpose in life is experience joy. So if the purpose in life is experience joy, then the question is, how do I experience, what brings me joy? Well, what brings you joy is when you get your fulfillment needs met. So I help people, I start with 33 of them and uncover. So I told you all that because it's important that I know what fulfills me, because it answers the question.
Yes.
Everything I do has to meet I go through my check. Meeting with you, let's go to my fulfillment list. Yes, yeah. So I get my top 4 needs. So that's how I make decisions.
Beautiful.
And that's how, so when I say I'm having it all doesn't mean one of those and 2 of those and a big hit. That could be all, but I'm having the experience of having it all.
Exactly.
Right? I'm getting my needs met with you, and I'm going to get my needs met on another interview. Then I'm doing a seminar, and then I'm doing my Google Hangout show on Friday where I get all my needs met again. So, and when I'm not getting my needs met, I'm bored. And I'm saying, I'm not very fulfilled in this job. I'm not very fulfilled in this relationship. So when we're unfulfilled, it means we're not getting our needs met, which means we're not experiencing joy, and joy is the purpose of life. So
absolutely. So would you say your essence is joy or fulfillment or both?
Well, if you think of it as a target, the very center of the target is joy. And outside of the joy is fulfillment needs, strategies. So once I know what my strategies is, I can move in towards joy. So what you're saying is correct. It is about feeling joy. To me, that means I would have it all. When I could have joy anywhere, and I wouldn't have to be in an airplane or another country. I mean, all that's nice, but it's just like, I'm so fulfilled. Right now, I'm so fulfilled. I don't need to be on a yacht somewhere or on a beach because I'm fulfilled right now with you, getting my needs met, having this experience.
Yes, Michael. Love it. That's I knew I wanted you on the show because it's so important.
This is, for some people hearing it for the first time, it's like people will have judgments about my clarity around that. Well, all of it rolls up to this. If they're not thinking it already, I'm pretty selfish. And selfish equals self-care. So I care about myself. That's what selfish is. So I make sure I'm only doing stuff that makes me feel good. I don't go to a buffet and choose the things that I don't like, right? I wouldn't put up with that.
Right.
I don't build a music for my car and put 2 songs on it that drive me crazy. I don't wear clothes that don't feel good except for the shoes or something. It's like, I care about myself enough that I want to feel good in everything. So that's me being selfish. So for a lot of people, this is a big deal, even the notion that they can feel good. And it's okay to it's okay to feel good.
Yes.
And you have to be selfish. You have to look after your own feelings first, because when I feel good, everybody else around me feels better, period.
Absolutely. And we can only come from the self. How are we going to come from, the point of my kids or it's like you come from the self.
Yeah. It's like, you know what, if I'm in a good vibration, everybody around me, because it's contagious. Being in bad mood's contagious.
Oh, yes.
So also as being in this kind of mood is contagious.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, you're awesome. So what do you feel is the core belief that you hold to be true really about yourself, that it just really allows you to create the experience of your having it all? Or what would you need to believe?
Well, I always edit the answer to this question. And I'm doing it right now. I'm editing the question. But I have to own what I believe. And what I believe is that there's nothing outside of myself doing it for me or to me. It's all here because of vibrations, and most of the things that I have are here because of intentional vibrations. In other words, I create things to attract by giving it attention, energy, and focus. And when the crappy stuff shows up in my life, guess what? I had to have given that attention, energy, and focus too. Mm-hmm. But the crappy stuff helps me get clear about more what I do want. So I'm always checking the things that I'm getting. And the skill really is, when it doesn't feel good, is learn how to end it. Whether it's a relationship or a job or a customer or a client or a radio interview or a meal or a CD in my car, I need to have enough vibrational boundaries to say, I'm not going to keep eating this dinner just because somebody served it to me. I'm not going to make a big scene about it, but I'm going to ask for what I want instead, and so on. So So I've learned to be pretty selfish and make sure that I'm feeling good all the time.
Awesome. So with that being said, what is one tip that you can give? I like to call, everybody here my family. What could you give that one tip to the family to allow them to achieve the essence of that vibration, that joy
I want
vibration?
2 tips.
Okay.
Okay, the first tip is my interpretation on the word accountability. So people say we need to be more accountable. Well, that can rub people a lot the wrong way. It's like, what do you mean be more accountable? So here's what accountability means in my interpretation. Accountability is my ability to account for everything that I'm attracting. So when I attract something that I really like, I'll tell you, hey, Christy, this is here because of me. I got this great parking space because I put the vibes out there. I got a free discount here because I always get discounts, and that's my vibe. So when something positive happens to me, I can account for why it happened. But when the ugly stuff shows up, what do we do? Why is this happening to me? But the answer should be the same. I should be able to look at something that I attracted that was positive and say, this is here because of me. And then I can look at the crappy stuff and I can tell you this. This is here because of me. Okay, that's the first tip, is accountability. Now, I'm going to let you lead the next one. My next tip is responsibility. What do you think that is?
Response.
My ability to respond. So I have responsibility. I'm responsible for what I'm attracting. I have the ability to respond. Now, this is the bigger tip of the 2 for me. That it's not what happens to me, but it's how I respond to it. If I read a bad review about something or I read a good review about something, what is the response? I can read bad news. It's not the news that I'm reading. It's how I feel about the news that I'm reading. Sometimes when I go, the people that don't like my book, by the way, it's interesting. They don't like it because it's too easy. They'll say that. They'll say, this book is too easy. And I used to have an emotional response to that, thinking, oh, I'm sorry I disappointed you. And then a little voice would say, well, no, you wrote it that way. You wrote it easy. So now my reframe. But the very first time it happened, when my book first came out, I went to Amazon and it said, wow, this book is so Dick and Jane. Now, as a Canadian, you and I don't know if they have Dick and Jane in the United States, but Dick and Jane is a grade 1, 2, and 3 book where, see Spot Run, see Dick Jane, and all that other stuff. And so it's a real, but it was a staple, and we learned it. So this woman said, your book is so Dick and Jane, and I called my friend Linda Story, and I said, Linda, you did my book, Dick and Jane. and Linda reframed it. She said, well, what a compliment that is. The Dick and Jane books were used for years, many, many years, and it helped millions of children learn. And she went on and on and on. So to the woman that thought my book was too Dick and Jane, yeah, I know, I wrote it that way. Thanks for the compliment. But really, because negative stuff happens to everybody. It happens to me too. But how do I respond to it? Do I flick it away, or do I convert it to, oh, I don't like that. What would I like instead? So for me, it's always monitoring my vibrational meter reader. My vibrational meter reader.
I like it, Michael. Right. I like it.
Yeah, I want to show you. I have these little pins made. This one here is the vibe meter.
Cool.
Right? And then there is the reminder.
Don't not know. That's really good.
Right? Yeah, and here's one of my favorites.
I like it. I mind my own vibration.
Yeah, and then there's the ever ready vibe reset button.
I like it. Those are awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. I know everybody, you got to go see your show that you do, your Google Hangout show on Fridays. They're amazing. You make me giggle and you make me think about things differently. So I appreciate you spreading your information, your wisdom out, and being literally a voice for this information, so that people can learn that life doesn't have to be full of struggle and pain, and that it actually can be the essence of joy.
Yeah.
So.
Can I give the address to the Hangout show?
Absolutely. Please do.
Okay. Here's a little logo, me popping out of a TV. The address is hangoutwithmichael.com. And thank you for the compliment. I've really found my element in the show.
Yeah, you really have. It's amazing. And I'll definitely put it under the video as well so they can see that.
Oh, great. At first I thought I'd like to do kind of an Oprah couch scene, but you must saw how much fun I have putting stuff in the camera and getting close, and I'm thinking, well, that's part of my character, so I think I'll always want to do it close up to the camera. Yeah. And it was fun being with you today, too.
Thank you, Michael. I had fun as well. Thank you so much for being here. And you guys, let us know. I mean, let us, Michael and I can still continue the conversation with you after the show. Let us know your comments. What are you taking away from this? It could be just plain laughter. It could be that, wow, the essence I just have to focus on is joy, or even like all the amazing things that Michael said about accountability and responsibility and even selfishness. So let us know what you're taking away. And thank you for being part of the family. And Michael, thank you so much.
I need to go, but I have to say one more thing.
Sure.
The best way to become more positive is to become less negative.
Final words.
We were talking about yes, eliminate the words don't, not, no to reduce negativity. Thanks for extending the extra time. It was fun today.
Thanks, Michael. Bye, everybody.